Very good. Collective intentions. Yes, they are. I did a couple of videos on that about mimickers. Okay. Um, it's the same equation if you want to think of the equal sign, right? When you're fused as one, a self-generating monad, okay, it means I don't need any energy from anyone, right? Not one electron, as a matter of fact. Remember, I go back to childhood. I'm not supposed to experience the loss of one electron. That's how we know something's not right. Something's feeding on my energy, right? Okay, so what that means is that, particularly when it gets to security, the system itself, when I become aware of something, it becomes aware of it mathematically through coded language. Now, I knew this as a child. I'm surrounded by robots everywhere. That's a mimicker. See, so what ends up happening, oh, you speak the same language I am. You look like me? No, 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 no. This is called reading codes, which is reading fire letters. Because they do know how to duplicate frequencies. The Anunnaki are very good at that. Okay? But they can't mimic a Nomi stealth code, encryption code. Because it has everything to do with being fully integrated as a monad, which is the purity of our light, which is the purity of our fire, which is the intensity of that fire, which is called the intensity of a firewall, which is a universal and a galactic shield volcano, which is torque speed, right? To protect, which is called protection. So that every living life form that is cellular in nature is protected by that shield. So love is protection. Yes, of course. Eternal love is eternal protection, which is an eternal spiral, which is Christosophia. So that means that you know the codes. That means you know the language. That's called mapping the terrain, which is mapping the consciousness terrain. The codes that they run and the codes that we run, they're not the same. So that means that you're mathematically translating the torque speed differential in codes. You're going in the wrong direction. Remember when I was standing on the corner of Foothill High School? When was that, Mama? 1966? I think it was 66. And I'm observing somebody from about 300 yards away. Well, that one's going in the wrong direction. That one's going in the wrong direction. That one's going in the wrong direction. And I don't have to say a word. All I got to do is observe it. That's observer mode. Moving pictures. So you can tell by what it is that they do with their spiral, which is what their intention is, right? Which is to increase their mass, right? So they hold matter captive in order to do what? Increase their density, which is to slow their speed down, right? Now they're stuck in lower density. Right? Because they keep wanting to accumulate more of what electrons build, which are capacitors. Capacitors. So instead of increasing their accretion levels, what are they doing? Molecular compaction, implosion. So you realize I'm standing there, 15 years of age. Okay, well, how do you restore that one? How many are there that need to be restored here? Now, that's called restoration, which is software repair. Code repairs, code transfers, see? So they try and transfer codes into us, right? And we're running the right codes, right? And this is particularly true in software development and how seed gets transferred, right? Deadlight water codes, heavy water codes, right? Compaction codes, implosion codes, PSI implosion codes, which is the anticrystic spiral codes. So it's a matter of mapping codes. And codes is language. But it says Lang, like in CIA Langley, Lang, you age. No, spirit doesn't age. The eternal spirit of fire is the first spirit, which is the first flame. So that's just basic logic in any cellular processor, is the codes that you're running, which is the software that we're running, which is called a temple, which is a template. Just like an architect, go into any drafting station or any architect, and you'll probably see the architecture tools like protractors and compasses and all the rest of that, right? Circles and triangles and all the rest of it, all the geometric stuff. Yeah, so yeah, mimickers, right? And so it's, and you see it come back to you, but this is how you know the difference, right? It's called the torque speed differential in the direction that they're going. Because when we become aware of something down here, you're going to see it circulated in the future. Now you're in the future, past, back to the future, but there isn't any time. There's only what love is.